Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the show. Vince here, and today I want to elaborate on something we discussed last week, and that is the three things a race car driver must master if you plan on winning races. The first thing you need to learn is actually how to drive a race car. They don't drive like your street cars. You have to learn how to handle the cars. I remember the first time I got into a real race car, I thought, what a miserably handling piece of garbage this thing is. But I had to learn how to drive it. Kind of like what the Formula One drivers are going through today. You got to learn how to drive it. So just driving a race car involves many things: acceleration, braking, turning, determining where the apex is, how to enter and exit every type of corner, how to respond to a spin, how to avoid accidents, what the rules are and what the flags mean, and what to do in different weather conditions. Acceleration in a race car is the most important thing. That's where your speed is. Everything else you do is going to be done in a manner to allow you to accelerate. Your biggest concern under acceleration is wheel spin, because if your wheels are spinning and not getting traction, you're not accelerating, and when to accelerate. You want to be able to accelerate right off the apex. Sometimes you can even accelerate a little sooner. If you're going through a corner and you find yourself maybe a little bit slow on your neutral area going into your apex, you may want to start accelerating sooner. Braking, and I've said this time and time again, do your braking before you turn into the corner. If your car's a little bit understeering, then yes, you can carry a little brake into the turning of the corner. But you want to be at your peak speed so you can be in a neutral position going from your initial turn in to the apex. That way you will be able to get your maximum acceleration off the apex. Determining where the apex is. We've discussed that in other videos. That's very critical, and that's part of learning how to drive a car, learning where the apex is and where to go. How to respond to a spin. Okay, the back end starts to come out on you. You need to know when and how to turn into the corner, and we've discussed spins before. You want to be able to determine if it's better to let the car spin and continue on, how to drive out of a spin. You need to learn how to respond to a spin. You always want to be avoiding accidents. Accidents don't win races, put you out of the race, in fact. And then, of course, you need to learn what the rules are on the racetrack. You need to learn what the flags mean and pay attention, because you'll get thrown off a racetrack quicker than you can believe if you don't pay attention to to what the marshals are telling you, and they use flags. And then you have weather conditions. What do you do in wet weather? How do you drive a race car in wet weather? Because the whole handling of a race car is going to change when it rains. Our next item is car control. You need to learn how to adjust your car, set it up, what you can do on and off track. Now, this is knowing how to manipulate the car, again, how to set it up, and how to use your onboard tools. You need to learn what adjustments you can make if your car is understeering, on track, or off track, because you have tools you can use on track to help counter an understeer, and you can change your driving style to counter understeer. Same thing goes with oversteer. You can have oversteer and make adjustments on your anti-roll bars to help counter oversteer. Off track, you may do things like changing wing angles or adjusting ride heights, adjusting the front and rear ride heights difference. Most cars have at least brake bias and anti-roll adjustments on board, and you may be making adjustments with these tools every corner. Off-track adjustments are caster camber, toe out, and then rack and pinion adjustment. And then adjustments you'll need to experiment with is tire choices. What tire works best for your car? Aerodynamic adjustments, shock absorber settings, and spring settings. Do you want a little stiffer spring on the front end, a little stiffer spring in the rear end? That all affects understeer, oversteer, and how your car's going to corner, how it's going to accelerate, how it's going to brake. It just across the board affects everything. And it's necessary to practice, test, and learn how these different adjustments affect your car. The third area of discussion is racing the car. It is race day, and on race day, you need to be 110% focused. The outside world no longer exists. Racing the car is all about focus and understanding. You want to be a kung fu master here. You want to be Bruce Lee. Know your opponent. Know how they like to drive. Know what they're going to do, because that's going to tell you what you need to do to get around them. Intimidation. Don't be intimidated by anyone, but intimidate everyone. Anticipation. Learn to anticipate what your opponent's going to do. And also anticipate what you're going to do, how your car's going to handle, and what you're doing. Always be in control of your race. Don't let anyone ever control you. If they control you, they beat you. Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed the show today. Obviously, we just scratched the surface of these areas. Always be focused, always be learning, always be studying and moving towards mastering your craft. Again, please share this video with your friends. Email us with your comments and if you would like to learn or discuss the subject, and always be safe. Take care.